Our second of 4 world championship fights. Azuma Nelson versus Gabriel Ruelas for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship.
WBC Super Featherweight Championship is next. Let's go back to ringside to Steve and Ferdy.
Thank you, Jim. We are just moments away from Azuma Nelson and Gabriel Ruelas for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship. Ferdy, an interesting bout. Who has the advantage here? Experience or youth?
Well, I think when the experience is in the body of a man like Azuma Nelson, experience obviously because he has everything a fighter should want, plus the experience, and probably at the very end of the road, but still Azuma Nelson.
Is the WBC Super Featherweight Championship fight.
Box!
The bell sounds, round 1 scheduled for 12. Azuma Nelson, similar to Julio Cesar Chavez, skillful boxer, combines intelligence and power. As we mentioned, excellent inside puncher, blocks punches well. Gabriel Ruelas, good chin, exceptional defensive fighter, likes to keep pressure on his opponents.
You have to move a little bit more. He can't just stand right in front of Azuma Nelson. And if he stands there, he better be doing some punching, because you see how high Azuma holds his hands up. He can fire from that position with amazing rapidity. And every time that Ruelas fires, there's one thing going through Azuma's mind: counterpunch. So he'll give him a round or two to figure that out, and then you will see these zinging counterpunches.
Nelson, a 3-time world champion in 2 weight divisions. 2 classy guys. While some fighters look to denigrate the opposition, Ruelas refreshingly was respectful, while at the same time trying to be realistic in his approach to Nelson. When we sat down with him earlier in the week, he said Azuma should take a lot of credit. He's been great for boxing, but his age may be taking its toll. He told us he was made out to be the villain and went along with it to get the fight. He said, I'm really a nice guy, talking about Ruelas.
And he is. He's a nice guy from a nice family. I didn't agree with that. You can't get a nice guy like this and make him a villain, because he just doesn't, he's not convincing when he starts talking bad about a great guy like Azuma Nelson. He doesn't mean it, and he's mistaken if he thinks that's necessary at this level of competition.
He does say, I'm younger and faster. I've got the fresher legs and hand speed, and I believe I'm in better shape. I asked Ruelas if he was intimidated by fighting a guy like Azuma Nelson. He said, you know, it's interesting. I've been nervous before in many other fights, but not this one. I used to watch Azuma fight on TV as a kid, and I feel simply this is my big chance to beat a legend. I understand, though, that this is the hardest fight of my life. Ruelas' only loss in 1990 nearly ended his career. He broke his elbow in a 7th-round knockout loss to Jeff Franklin, but since then, he's reeled off 12 consecutive victories.
Again, the lack of motion is giving Azuma Nelson the control he wants here. Twice he's zinged in a counter punch after a body shot by Ruelas. Ruelas just got off a good hook just then. I think more motion from this younger man with the younger legs is necessary here. I don't know why he's standing right in front of him. It was like the fight we just saw. I can't imagine why a guy would stand right in front of none and wait for the cannon to go off. He's doing the same thing here. Is Ruelas.
20 seconds remaining in the first round. Nelson commands respect worldwide. So fighting a man from Mexico in Mexico is not a concern. There's a right hand by Ruelas. Counter punching by Nelson. And they are connecting.
And Azuma landing the better shots there. Some crunching shots.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Gold is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy.
A trainer who just said, you're fresh, and he looks scared, so keep right on doing what you're doing, and I don't think you have to tell him anything in the corner.
Jose Buffalo Martin, who is also in the corner of Julio Cesar Chavez. Nelson told us he'll try to slow Ruelas down. Well, so far, so good. And that, of course, is not uncommon for Azuma, but look for the knockout, he said. He is not comfortable with a Mexican referee. Lupe Garcia from Mexico is the third man in the ring.
Ruelas doing a little tiny bit better. He landed a couple of good shots. Again, a nice hook by Ruelas, and Azuma missing by a mile. He's got to box like that. He's got to look good. Ruelas got to look good.
Originally, they had 2 of the 3 judges from Mexico, but that was changed. Now only 1. The other's from the U.S., the other from Korea.
Well, the gritty warrior always says, I never like to hear what judges say. I like to finish this off and no judges.
Azuma Nelson, who is a businessman when he is not in the ring, is also all business in the ring. He's in the perfume business. He has a liquor distributorship, but right now
he's in the pain business.
He's in, yes.
Right now he's in the pain business, and Ruelas is starting to have that look in his face like, uh-oh, this guy's a little bit more than I thought, because he's taking some hard shots. That wakes you up. You can forget Mexico and 100,000 people, 130,000, and the altitude and everything else. It's Azuma Nelson, the professor in front of you, and he can bang.
Not too long ago, Azuma Nelson off a bout with malaria. Fought to a draw, controversial draw against Jeff Fennick. Then in Jeff Fennick's backyard in Melbourne, Australia, almost a year ago to the day of fight we did, he zeroed in and in commanding fashion stopped Jeff Fennick.
First warning, low blow, Ruelas, not intentional, but it was there nonetheless. South of the border.
Less than a minute remaining, and that's exactly where we are in Mexico City. The second low blow, they take away a point after 3 points are taken away. His fighter is automatically disqualified.
Lupe Garcia said keep him high. I guess he's addressing that to Ruelas. He's the only one that's landed the low blows.
Nelson, a punishing fighter.
Good shot by Ruelas.
Ruelas has an explosive left hook, and he does have knockout power. Likes to work the body, hoping to get a knockout shot to the head when his opponent drops his hands.
Fighting much better is Ruelas, but he still has that look of a guy that's waiting for a roof to fall in on him.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3-time world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashwini Pankasa. Gold, good energy.
Buffalo Martin with the words in the corner. And now round 3. The WBC Super Featherweight Championship. Azuma Nelson in the red with the black stripe. Gabriel Ruelas, the challenger in the red with the green trim.
Stop. Right.
Again, a good counter punch by Azuma Nelson.
But Ruelas came back and saved that exchange with a good shot himself. Ruelas not doing badly after that last round, which was a pretty even round. Ruelas doing well. Now he's got a little bit more motion and bending his body more. Before he was just standing straight up like just observing Azuma Nelson. You can't do that with Azuma.
Good combination by Ruelas.
Now Ruelas not getting cocky. Now Ruelas says, wait, this guy's not that hard to hit.
It looks like the confidence is building for Gabriel Ruelas as his fight moves on.
In the corner, they've told Azuma Nelson, let him lead, let him come in, wait for him, and that's what he's doing right now. I'm not sure that advice is perfectly good because you lose rounds while you're waiting for the other guy to do something.
Right.
Body shots by Ruelas. And then he goes upstairs.
Remember, most of these shots upstairs hit gloves on Azuma Nelson. Look at the way he keeps those gloves. I mean, that's a defense that's very, very good on Azuma Nelson. But the body shots are counting, and they are landing. Right now, Ruelas is outworking Azuma Nelson.
Good round for the challenger, Gabriel Ruelas, who is from Yerba Buena, Mexico, but lives in Silmar, California. He's 33-1 with 16 knockouts. A minute remaining in the third. And every time Ruelas comes close, you'll hear the crowd roar. Almost sounds like a bullfight.
Yeah, the crowd's no question about it. And with Ruelas, but a lot of heart sentiment here for Azuma Nelson. Good shot by Ruelas, right on the button of Nelson.
A downward right by Gabriel Ruelas that landed.
Ruelas not showing that motion he's famous for, and he should be showing in front of this guy. Bend his body, show the motion, throw the punch, move. He's doing it all right now.
Final seconds of the third round. A terrific round for Ruelas, who's able to spin away.
Stop.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goal.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
Gabriel Ruelas. Let's see if Ruelas can pick up where he left off here in round 4.
Good instructions from the Goose. His thoughts were good. If he can execute them, that is what he should do. But of course, he's got somebody in front of him, doesn't let you execute. Looks like he's getting mad. Looks like Azuma is getting mad.
Azuma Nelson with those penetrating, bloodshot eyes, just zeroing in on Gabriel Ruelas. A wild right miss by Ruelas.
And lucky to miss a counterpunch, because Nelson doesn't let you get away with that. He throws it.
He wisely held on to the waist. There's a body shot by Ruelas.
And that was low. The referee said something. That's another warning.
Well, we thought at the outset this might be the most competitive of the 4 fights on this card. And so far, it is just that.
And young Ruelas has got to have confidence now. He's got to say, hey, this is not so bad. This is just another good fight against a good fighter. He's certainly not being on class. He's ahead. And so either Azuma is playing the warrior, laying in the tall grass, waiting for that time when he can shoot, or we got us a good fight here.
Just another average night in front of 130,000 people.
Right.
Oh, hit on the break. Uh-oh. He hit on the break. He did that, and he got a very stiff warning from the referee. He looked kind of queasy, like, oh boy, they're going to take a point away from him. They couldn't, of course.
The jab by Nelson trying to set something up. The two now just measuring each other out.
Yeah, Azuma now satisfied to try to see if he can trade jabs with him, who can get in there faster. We have not seen the all-out attack of Azuma Nelson yet. Remember, he's been fighting one of these like the corner told him, wait, let the guy come in to make a mistake. Ruelas has made precious few mistakes.
Ruelas showing some nifty defense.
Well, he was known for being a good defensive fighter. Oh!
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy.
E5.
In this second of a grand slam of championship fights in Mexico City.
And what happened of importance in that interim was that the referee came over to Ruela's corner and said, you got to start fighting clean or I'm going to take a point away from you. That's important. And secondly, Mike Marley, formerly of the New York Post, came up and gave a handkerchief to the referee to wipe his sweat, which I thought was about where Mike should be at this time of life.
Very helpful.
This fight seesawing back and forth. You know, not that much to tell between the two fighters in rounds. I still have it even now, as Azuma Nelson did a little bit more that last time and got a little bit more offensive-minded. I get the feeling when his corner says go get him, it's going to be a different fight. But up to this point, he has been fighting a counter-punching, sort of defensive, let's see what this kid's got kind of fight.
Ruelas came to the States with his brother Rafaela and sister when he was 7 years old. While selling candy door to door with his brother, he showed up at Joe Goosen's gym and said he wanted to be a fighter. Goosen, who you just heard from in the corner, who only trained pros, tried to discourage the 12-year-old Gabriel, said he wasn't interested. But Gabriel was persistent, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now he's fighting for a world championship against Azuma Nelson. Rafael, his brother, a lightweight contender, got their nickname the Candy Kids from their first meeting with Joe Goosen.
Very hard thumping body shot by Ruelas, but everything he had into it, hoping that slows down the aging. Oh, nice shot. The aging Azuma Nelson. Now Azuma came back with a crisp hook to the head of Ruelas. You know, you just can't go to sleep on Azuma. He just keeps coming. Ooh, good body shot.
Freddie, what about Azuma's age? We haven't seen much evidence of it yet from Nelson, but generally, do the skills of a fighter erode gradually or almost overnight?
No, they erode gradually unless they have a lot of very tough fights. The guys that have tough fights all of a sudden fold in one night, or the guys that have 80 or 90 fights. But Azuma fights, goes home, takes it easy for 6 or 7 months and comes back. And he's never been in really bad beating fights. So he has probably got the formula for lasting a long time in boxing. Plus, he's an extremely well-conditioned fighter.
So you'd be surprised if suddenly tonight everything just fell apart.
I would indeed.
Gabriel Ruelas is trying to make life fall apart for Azuma Nelson. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the 5th round.
Well, these rounds are flying by. Not that much is happening to establish one man or the other. Another hammering. Ooh, nice shot. Another hammering thing from Azuma.
May have been a low blow by Ruelas in that exchange.
And he got caught. A good sweeping hook by Azuma. In that exchange, Azuma came out smelling like a rose.
Final seconds of the 5th. Those punches being blocked by the arms of Ruelas.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy.
This really is going to be how a judge looks at a fight. This is kind of even. It's going back and forth. And I don't blame his corner for telling him he's outboxing him. I mean, it could very well be.
A very confident Gabriel Ruelas against the champion Azuma Nelson. Out of Accra, Ghana, Africa. Nelson 36-2-1 with 26 knockouts. The 2 losses to Salvador Sanchez and Pernell Whitaker. Ruelas 33-1 with 16 knockouts, and his only loss to Jeff Franklin back in 1990. That his only setback. Ahead on all of the judges' scorecards. Ruelas broke his elbow, and Franklin went on to knock out Ruelas in the 7th round. It almost ended Ruelas' career right then and there, but he bounced back, and he's won 12 straight since.
Trading very hard punches now. Ruelas has not. Oh, that's the first time he's worn him. He did. Lupe did a strange thing there. Ruelas was not fighting him. He said to him in Spanish, come on, start fighting. I mean, you know, the round is just starting. You're entitled a minute or so to feel out the guy. It's not as if he's been lacking in fighting spirit.
A very impatient Lupe Garcia.
No, I think both fighters have fought clean fights and have been fighting very well, very evenly. It's a nice balanced title fight. The drama will start to build in a few minutes when we round the horn of round 7.
Little slapping jabs by Azuma Nelson having had much effect on Gabriel Ruelas.
But Ruelas is trying to time that so he can get the right hand over like he was told. But if you're blocking a jab, you can't do that.
Snappy jab now having more effect by Nelson. Up on the balls of his feet. Looking for more leverage. Does Nelson look tired to you? Or does he still look okay?
No, that is his look. He is just fighting in gear. I mean, this guy looks like he's, you know, on a 20-mile run. He just measures himself, keeps on going. I don't think he's opened up yet. I don't think he's opened up 100% yet.
He is in amazing condition. Really knows how to pace himself. That's why he's lasted this long. He's 34 years old. Plus, he's got a few skills in the ring.
A lot of skill.
He is a man with knockout power, talking about Azuma Nelson, but not a one-punch knockout artist. He accumulates punches. He wears people down, but doesn't seem like he's wearing Ruelas down.
I don't think he's hitting him enough to wear him down. On the other hand, neither is Ruelas hitting him enough.
Ironically, in the Nelson-Fenech 1 match, it was just the opposite. Nelson built up a substantial lead in the early and middle rounds, and then Fenech came on. Fans.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Well, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3-time world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
At this point, I've got Azuma by a slim 1-point margin. It could easily be the other way. Not any type of freezing on the part of Ruelas. He's fighting like if he was in his backyard, and he has no indication of freezing it. Oh, Azuma's going for it because he got nailed real hard.
Ruelas seems to be extremely focused. He has put this huge crowd completely out of his mind and concentrating his efforts solely on the man in front of him.
That's not doing much damage, but it is building up points. I mean, while he's doing that, Azuma did nothing. And so therefore, if you're a judge, you're looking at the skillful boxing and punching of Ruelas.
Generally, Azuma Nelson finishes strong. Right now, we're into round number 7. It has been very even up to this point. Right hand, but Ruelas went with it.
Yeah, it seems like Azuma's trying to get up ahead of steam here. Oh, that's a nice uppercut that hit high on the forehead. Had that been on the chin.
Past the midway point of round 7. Here's that inside punching by Azuma Nelson. That could be dangerous for Gabriel Ruelas. He's got to be careful.
That is the minefield. That's where he wants him. He wants him. He wants Ruelas to push him up against the ropes. That's where he likes to fight.
We saw that in the 2 Nelson-Fenech affairs.
He just loves it. If this guy was more of a banger and would follow him into the ropes, you would see him stay there. But Ruelas is too smart and too well coached. He's having none of that. The Goosens have done a terrific job at preparing his fighters in great shape. And boy, his game plan's good.
And that right hand didn't have much effect on the noggin of Gabriel Ruelas. Ruelas showing that he can really take a punch.
Yeah, more intensity on the part of Azuma, and the negative is also positive. You can take a punch. The negative being you're getting hit.
Good move by Lupe Garcia to elude the two. Less than 30 seconds, round 7.
Yeah, Azuma will win these inside bouts. He's got too much experience for that, and Ruelas doesn't need to be there.
Ruelas has a thundering left hook. We'll see if he unleashes it shortly, or if he gets to.
He keeps picking. The referee keeps picking on Ruelas.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Goal is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goal.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
Rounds, but they may not be giving you these rounds, so a little doubt in Goosen's corner, who spent some of the time arguing with Lupe Garcia. I would have also if I was in the corner. He's picking on a fighter, trying to change his style. That's no good.
Ruelas in the Goosen corner thinking they're being persecuted here by the referee Lupe Garcia. Azuma Nelson came out of his corner, banging himself in the head. Let's see if he picks up the pace in round 8.
Well, he's certainly jabbing more and with a little bit more authority than he was before. Before it was just kind of, let's see what's out there. This time it's a little hurt on the jab. Open up, Buffalo said, and let's see if he does. See those jabs? A little bit stronger. Double, repeated jab. Presume that right hand will follow the jab as the night to day, and there it is.
There it is, on cue.
Well, when you see a great fighter like this, you could just read his mind. I mean, you know what he's doing. He's repeating the jab so the right hand will come in and then the left to the body, and that's exactly what he did. See, that's a dangerous punch. That leaping jab into the midsection with a counterpuncher like Ruelas could be dangerous.
And this is so much where the experience factor comes into play.
These are the rounds that Nelson hopes to take. He thinks he may be ahead. Maybe the other guy's ahead, but he needs these last rounds. Let's not leave it to the judges, his corners told him.
Light jabbing by Ruelas, having no effect on Azuma Nelson.
Well, Ruelas has a good defense. I mean, he senses those punches coming, and they're missing him. Now the jabs are starting to bounce off because Azuma's putting a little purpose to the jab. Now the jab becomes a purpose, and he's smiling.
The professor is grinning at Gabriel Ruelas now and just playing with Ruelas.
This is called jab 102, and right hand afterwards. Just what we talked about.
The overhand right smashing into the face of Ruelas.
The professor said, I'm going to teach you about the jab this round, and next round we'll show you what happens after the round.
It's almost as if the bell has sounded. I'm talking about the school bell for Azuma.
Oh, look at Azuma, the old warrior pose. He does that at least once every fight.
Oh, now he's darting in and out, ducking in, leaning, and back comes Ruelas with some hard shots. And that gets the crowd in gear.
Yeah, he could just stand there and take the. Oh, look where Azuma goes, to the ropes. That's where he wants to be.
This is where Azuma Nelson is most effective. So don't be fooled by this.
Now Ruelas thinks, oh boy, I got him right into tall cotton, and the real fact is he's got Ruelas.
The crowd, of course, is going wild. Final seconds of round 8.
Well, that jab has won the round. For Azuma, nothing happened on the ropes. Not a thing. A lot of punches went nowhere, and he established a trend.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Goil is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
Scheduled for 12. All of a sudden, the tide turning in the favor of Azuma Nelson, inviting Gabriel Ruelas in, and it is most dangerous for the challenger.
Well, Ruelas has been doing good up to this point. He figured he better go ahead and fight it out with him, but that's bad. Can't fight it out. You got to keep boxing, got to keep looking good as he's been looking. Ruelas been looking good. Maybe he's not ahead of this bout, but he's looking good, and the bout's still up in the air. Hey, we got a long way to go. That was a good shot by Ruelas.
Terrific left hand by Ruelas.
This thing is still up in the air.
How do you see it right now?
I've got Azuma sneaking ahead 78-75 on the basis of, a lot of slipping. On the basis of those last 2 rounds where Azuma sort of has announced that he's stepped on the gas and is jabbing hard.
Well, this could be the difference between Ruelas and a lot of other fighters trying not to fall for the trap set by Azuma Nelson.
Well, first you got to recognize it. He certainly didn't recognize those ropes. He went in there like he had the guy in trouble. Wow, that's a big mistake.
Now things settling down once again.
Yeah, but the settling down is the jab right in your face. That's bad settling down. Again, the referee said throw punches Ruelas. What is he, a coach? Referee shouldn't tell a boxer when to punch, when not to punch. That's up to him. That's what he does.
Lupe Garcia looking for another paycheck.
Well, I think here they're so used to these fierce fights, they don't like to see these chess games that we got going on right this round here. They want to see some action. Ruelas hasn't come in like they like Mexican fighters to do.
I'm sure the officials, the refs have been instructed too by the commission. You got 130,000 people here. You better put on a good show.
Yeah.
So the pressure a bit on them.
But when it's your jaw on the line and your skull,
True.
you block out 130,000 people and worry about one guy standing in front of you named Azuma Nelson.
Less than a minute, round 9.
Nothing by Ruelas. Sharp punching by Nelson. Ruelas looked good doing it, but it didn't land. At least he fought back. Didn't land.
Little jab there by Ruelas, snapping Nelson's head back.
Boy, Ruelas got all the guts in the world. He's not giving ground. He's standing here fighting with him. There's no absolute no gut, no quit in Ruelas. Boy, he is here.
And Nelson has to know that by now. He knows he's in there with a solid kid. 22-year-old Gabriel Ruelas. Less than 20 seconds in the round.
Well, I'll tell you what. If he doesn't win it tonight, he's the future champion anyway. I mean, if he does win it tonight, it's a great upset. It would be wonderful for him and his family. But if he doesn't this time, he'll do it next time. He's a good fighter, as Gabriel Ruelas.
A world champion on the horizon. WBC's #1 contender.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Goil oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Goil is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goil.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
Azuma Nelson looked a little distracted, a little preoccupied in that corner, something we haven't seen much of.
Well, that could be because Buffalo started talking to him in Spanish. And really, he did. He started talking to him in Spanish and he realized he had to speak to him in English. That's what. Oh, good shot by Ruelas.
A big right hand by Ruelas.
Boy, does he need that. That's great for him. A big exclamation point to start round 10 and get Nelson's. Again with Ruelas. Watch the head.
Well, maybe that was the problem for Nelson coming out. He didn't get the instructions in the right language.
Well, you know, I don't think he really needs too much. I think he needs a mirror in the corner just to talk to, because he's so. I mean, what do they tell him in the corner he doesn't know? I tell you what they're telling him is that he isn't winning this fight. They're just telling him it's close. Don't let this guy creep up on us. So they also think the judges could very well be looking at this another way. It could be that Ruelas is outboxing him. I don't see it, but it could be.
Well, you know, the unwritten rule, if you're the challenger, you better win it convincingly. And that could be in the favor of Azuma Nelson here.
Now the wrong guy is on the ropes.
Pretty good exchange there.
But driven back by a hammering hook by Azuma Nelson. I can't believe this guy's still talking to him right in the middle of the action. And he only speaks in Spanish, so he's not speaking to Azuma.
Some wrestling tactics there.
Some blood and behind the ear. He's been cut behind the ear. Must have been on with the tape. The rough. Oh, nice hammering shot by Azuma Nelson.
Nelson looking to pour it on now here in round 10.
And he says to him, you clean the fight, which must mean fight cleanly.
Blood all over the back of Ruelas. 1 minute left in the 10th round.
And boy, look at the fire in Azuma Nelson's eyes. This is the warrior. This is the professor on the attack.
Ruelas trying to bull his way out of the corner. Oh, what a shot to the body, but Nelson spins him around and looks to come back.
Ruelas all of a sudden beginning to look like he's taking an awful lot of punishment to the face. All of a sudden he's showing signs of this non-stop attack by Azuma Nelson.
Nelson relentless here in round 10, under 30 seconds remaining. And he just keeps coming forward.
Ruelas looks like he's just glad that this round is coming to an end. He's not trying to do anything too offensive right now. Oh, good hammering shots by Azuma Nelson. 3 or 4 shots right to the side of the head and to the side of the body by Azuma. He's winning this round big time.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Goal is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goal.
Ashwini Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
With his referee.
So for the first time, a sense of urgency in the Ruelas corner. We'll see if Ruelas can bounce back against the onslaught of Azuma Nelson. He's firing away.
Well, he said, I feel Azuma's tired. I don't know where he saw that from, because he's the one that looked tired, while Azuma looked fresh. Now Ruelas has got to commit. He's got to commit all his forces here. Is he going to go all out? Is he going to win the championship these 2 rounds? He's got to do it if he's going to win, because I have Azuma Nelson almost insurmountably ahead now. Not that the referee, the judges may, but he's sure got to look good if he's going to take the crown from a Hall of Fame fighter like Azuma Nelson.
There is only 1 of 3 Mexican judges, and Azuma Nelson expressed to us the other day that he was concerned because earlier they had 2 of 3 Mexican judges plus a Mexican referee.
And I'm sure he's glad he won that argument,
yes,
because 3 Mexican judges here before 130,000 screaming Mexicans fighting a Mexican fighter ain't my idea of fair play.
You never know.
I know then. he couldn't have won with a cannon then. He'd have had to knock him out. But now, oh, nice effective shot off the rope by Ruelas. Good uppercut to the body by Ruelas. Now a good right hand by Ruelas.
Ruelas coming in with a right hand, but blocked by Nelson.
Ruelas having a better round than he's had before, because he's got a little desperation fueling him this time, and he's trying to fire away.
A sharp contrast in the first 2 fights. The first one went 1 round, and this one is heading to the end of the 11th.
Again, instructions to Ruelas to watch his head.
Ruelas still displaying good defense here, eluding those punches of Azuma Nelson. Uppercuts, good shot there by Ruelas. But once again, this could be more dangerous for Ruelas because Nelson is such an effective inside puncher.
It just looks great for the crowd. It just looks like Ruelas has got him backed up and is pummeling him, but in effect, it's not. I mean, he didn't land much there. It's good for points, though. I mean, he's winning this round big.
Very misleading. Very misleading to many of the fans here, particularly the ones way in the back.
Well, the ones way in the back.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Goal is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goal.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
Ruelas won that round, and he needs this one. And then it'll be a hot time in the old town of Mexico City because we have a possibility of an upset depending on how judges look at it.
12th and final round. You saw Joe Goossen's distaste for the judgment of referee Lupe Garcia. And right above us, Nelson boring into the stomach of Ruelas. Joe Goossen saying over and over to Garcia, the referee, you're for him, you're for him. Oh, what a right hand by Nelson.
Another left hook by him. Another right hand by Azuma Nelson.
But Ruelas with a terrific chin, hanging in there.
And coming back with a nice little crisp hook of his own. And now they should be telling Azuma Nelson, don't hold him in the head. He doesn't say anything to Azuma because he can't speak English that well. And that's what I think is the difference here. He doesn't know how to tell Nelson not to do that. He should motion to him. Don't hook his head. Goossen's right. And you know, this is why I think championships are 15 rounds, not 12. Because from here on out is where you really make a champion. And this is the round where Ruelas, if he has a chance, he's got to take it. Right now, he's behind because of those big punches by Azuma. If he lets Azuma keep fighting, and he's bipping and bopping now like he's got a lot of energy, then I think he can't win this fight. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's lost.
Well, this is what you label a championship round, the 12th and final round. Ruelas has to find some reserve, some way to pull it out.
2 nice shots from Azuma as Ruelas, a little desperate, started from too far back. Limpia la pelea, he says. Keep it clean. Nice shot by Ruelas. There he is on the ropes again. Azuma on the ropes, and the head of Ruelas is right on his chest. See, look at Azuma work underneath. Look at him. Yeah, bad news is coming from Azuma.
Come on, kid, go. More, kid, more.
Ruelas being urged on by Joe Goossen in the corner.
Goossen did everything but try to come up and tackle Azuma Nelson. Boy, anything you could possibly do, Goossen has done to win this fight for his fighter. But Ruelas just didn't quite measure up in that exchange, and you got to admire him. Boy, has he put on a nice fight against a great fighter like Azuma Nelson. And I reiterate what I say. He might have won tonight. I don't think so, but he will be a champion in the future. This kid's got class.
And the WBC Super Featherweight Championship is history.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold Synthetic Oil.
Goal is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goal.
Ashene Pankasa. Goil, good energy.
At the end of the fight, Ruelas refusing to shake hands with Azuma Nelson. And now he comes in. Now there's more sportsmanship being displayed.
Well, he is a great sportsman, the Warriors, and there was no reason for that. I do have Azuma Nelson, before I make my little exodus into the ring to interview the winner. I do have Azuma Nelson retaining his crown here. I can't see how it could be otherwise, but we have been surprised before, and we'll see. Those early rounds were nip and tuck either way.
Black poison. Totally like a setup. That's it. Yeah, well.
Azuma Nelson 15-2-1 in championship fights.
You know, what a great champion does is when he knows things are on the line, he takes command. This last round is championship round. This is what qualifies him as a professor. Look at that right hand. Now watch how he goes to work with hard punches, as Ruelas is just trying to overcome some of those. See, his are hard. Ruelas's are just thrown from left field, hoping. Those are prayer punches. Where Azuma is taking care of it. See that right hand? That's a hard punch. And right on the target. Short, and it's another hard left hook. Another hard right hand by Nelson. That's what makes him a great champion. If he didn't win this fight, I don't know, something is wrong here in Mexico.
He's telling him, hey, do this. How can you say this shit?
Well, we know that Azuma Nelson speaks perfect English. Azuma trying to go to 37-2-1, awaiting the decision from the judges David Chung of Korea, Tommy Kazmarek of the U.S., and Jose Medina of Mexico. Gabriel Ruelas, born in Mexico, now lives in California.
They don't give me this fight. I know what's happening. The referee and he's corner all the way.
He feels that the referee may have stolen the decision from him. Those his words. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official decision.
Damas y caballeros, ladies and gentlemen, después de 12 rounds, aquí está la decisión. After 12 rounds of boxing, here is the decision. El juez José Medina tiene la pelea 115-115, 115-115, even a draw. Judge at ringside, juez David Chung, dio la pelea 115-113, 115-113. Tommy Kazmarek scores the bout. Vio la pelea 115-114, 115-114 in favor of the winner, a favor del ganador, Azuma Nelson.
So a majority decision for Azuma Nelson, who retains his WBC Super Featherweight Championship. Jose Medina, the Mexican judge, had it even. Ruelas leaving the ring. Ruelas so upset, he is gone. And I am looking at Joe Goosen, I think he's trying to usher him back. Ruelas bitterly leaving the scene. Majority decision for the winner, Azuma Nelson. The fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, is standing by in the ring with the mighty warrior from Africa.
Do you think the fight was that close?
Well, you know, I know I'm a Mexican and I'm fighting Mexican, you know, and I have to knock him out before the distance will be far.
Before this fight, you told me you had 3 Mexican judges.
would you have won this fight if the 3 Mexican judges had ruled it?
Well, I don't know, everything by God, you know. That's why, you know, we talk about it, and they change the referee, and they change some of the judges, Mexicans.
You seem to be in control toward the end. At the end, the last round, you seem to be in total control.
That's right. You know, this guy cannot do nothing to me. You know, but the referee, I'm telling the referee so bad. This guy is heading me, doing everything. You can see my head. Can you believe that? Can you believe that my head broke?
No. Did it? Oh, you mean you had a cut? Listen,
easy, guys.
listen. The actual fact of the matter is that referee kept talking all the time to him in Spanish.
Yes.
I mean, he kept
Spanish to the guy and telling me not to do this, and he put me to the rope, and he allowed the boy
But
to hit.
Azuma, let me tell you, I speak Spanish. It was against the other guy. Kept saying, "Don't punch this, don't do that," and he even told him, "Start fighting." The referee was talking to the other guy. Never said anything to you at all. I mean, let you go.
Because that's why I call professor, you know, because I know what to do in the ring. I know what is not good, as well I won't do it, you know. I like to say I fought this fight to Salvador Sanchez, and may he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. We all 3 of us were there that night. We were, you and I, amazed at the courage of this man that night, amazed at the courage that almost pulled off a win against a great Salvador Sanchez. I want to tell you, that was a thrill. But isn't it a thrill to be here in front of 130,000 people?
Thank you, thank you. And I'd like to say hello to my family and my kids, my wife. Hello, I love you all, Ghanaians. Hey, I love you.
All right, from a great champion, a warrior, Don King, and the mighty warrior. Till the next time, we go back to ringside because there's much more good fighting to come.
Yes, it is. All right, Ferdy, thank you very much. And coming up next here at Azteca Stadium.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold Synthetic Oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold Synthetic Oil.
Goal, you're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Goal.
Ashwini Pankasa. Goil, good energy.